So, friends, welcome back to the discussions on Economics for Everyone series of lectures. Uh, in the previous discussion, we talked about uh, the schools of thought process, especially with respect to mercantilism. Yeah, and we discussed how the idea or ideology of mercantilism influenced colonialism and in terms of trade production, protection and control of production and the gain of wealth by the colonial countries. Okay. Now the next thought process is known as the physiocrats. Now, physiocrats, a group of 18th century French thinkers and writers, developed the idea of the economy as a circular flow of income and output. Physiocrats believe that only agricultural production generated a clear surplus over cost, so that agriculture was the basis of all the wealth. Now, you should understand there are two aspects to it. Obviously, physiocrats, as I say, opposed to the mercantilist policy of promoting manufacturing and trade at the expense of agriculture, including import tariff. And there is a sort of paradox here. While mercantilist talks about an open economy, of course, restricted imports, more promotion of trade and manufacturing, something very what do you see in the context of the thought process of modern economy. But they were clearly for a huge government controls or wealth control rule and acquiring of silver and gold, which was considered as a major resource even that point of time, but probably one of the main resource. Unlike today, we have various ways of transactions, currencies of transaction, not only through what do you call as the gold or silver. Yeah, the concept of money has undergone a lot of changes for a bit of time, or the tools or the method of transacting money also gone to different levels of degree of sophistication. While physiocrats, on the other hand, in one way liberal, they actually probably laid the foundation of more free economy, less government rule, and um, opposed the imposition of huge tariff. But they were conservative in the sense that they promoted the idea the major wealth generation happens through on the basis of agriculture sector, because probably that point of time agriculture as a sector segment played a very crucial role, where more people participating in it, and it contributed to the largest value to the national income of the country. Thus, also, Physiocrat advocated replacing administratively costly tax collection. See, if you see both mercantile and Physiocrat, they were quite open, liberal in one idea and probably closed to some other ideas. Uh, you see, they were the Physiocrats, one hand were promoting trade but restrictive imports with more government rule, whereas the mercantilist idea of trade is about more exports and less imports, more role for government. Physiocrats exactly went the opposite side, saying that less role for government, they laid the foundation of what we call laissez-faire, which formed the foundation for, we would say, classical economists. But more role for agriculture rather than industry, manufacturing, or trade, because agriculture was a dominant profession or way of life at that point of time. So Physiocrats advocated replacing administratively costly tax collection with a single tax on income of landowners. In reaction against various mercantilist trade regulations, the Physiocrats advocated a policy of laissez-faire, which is called a minimum government intervention of economy. Okay, and and oppose what you call the mercantilist philosophy of rulers' wealth, accumulation of gold, and always trying to achieve the balance of trade. Okay, as you can see, physiocracy, that is physiocracy from Greek for government of nature, is an economic theory developed by the 18th century age of Enlightenment French economists, who believe that the wealth of nations derived solely from the value of land agriculture or land development, and that agricultural products should be highly priced. Their theories originated in France and were most popular among the second half of 18th century. Um, Probably physiocracy, according to some economists, became one of the first well-developed theories of economics. Francois Cuisinier in 1694-1774, Marquis de Marbeau and Anne Robert Jacques Stuttgart, 1727-1781, dominated the movement, which immediately preceded the first modern school, what do you call classical economics, which began with the publication of Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations. To say that to a larger extent, probably Physiocrat's principle of laissez-faire has influenced what we call it as the basic or laid the foundation for a classical economist. Okay, one of the major outcome as of Physiocrats is tableau economy, or the economic table. Is an economic model first developed by Francois in 1759, which laid the foundation of Physiocrats' economic theories. It also contains the origins of modern ideas of circulation of wealth and the nature of interrelationships in the economy. The model created by them consisted of three economic agents. The proprietary class consisted only of landowners. The productive class consisted of agricultural laborers. The sterile class was made up of artisans and merchants. Interesting, the way they divided the proprietary ownership class, the productive class. First time they talked about productive class rather than only the rulers class. Still, there was a segmentation of order and artisan merchants. The flow of production and the cash between the three classes, the proprietary, the artisans, merchants, and the productive class, originated with the proprietary class because they owned the land and bought from both the other two classes. Okay, that's what the theory forms the foundation. Okay, so interesting how these two theories have shaped various ideas over a period of time. Okay, let us keep discussing in future other schools of economic thought process. Thank you.